as a married couple. It's a journey where we both are going to grow, and when we say grow, it's not just your achievements and your professional growth. It's also we will grow as people, and that growth is so important to both of us. Individual growth and evolution is so important to both of us that it's almost like a promise that we have to one another that I will work on myself and my growth, and he will do that, so that we continue on this journey as true partners. And I think that's how we are able to have so much fun together, and we are enough for one another. Like we always say that, like we can just be with each other in like right now in a lockdown, and we don't need anything. We've not even been seeing so much TV. We've not really been like doing anything. Just like
we are also blessed that we actually love doing the same things.
Yeah.
Firstly. So teamwork, it's been a natural sort of a blessing from God for both of us that teamwork is very, very easy and very natural to the both of us. The one thing that Anushka was saying about helping one another and showing teamwork, I think the fact that we have sort of grown to understand each other way more. I think what Anushka has shown me or brought into my awareness is being honest with each other, even when things are not sort of clear in our own heads. I think she's been always honest with where I'm going wrong. I'm honest with giving her feedback about things, and that has helped us grow a lot. I think that is for us the biggest factor in teamwork, where we can be absolutely honest
and communication is very
absolutely
clear.
To be able to say things on each other's face and say, no, this is what it is.
And knowing that the person has the best interest on another, because I don't think in the world anybody can be a better well-wisher for me than him, and and he's for me. So I think that's something that we both are very clear on. So we have that good intent, and I think it's a blessing that we've managed to have this sort of companionship.
Yeah, but I only had that kind of honesty and that kind of clarity in my game. In life,
you had it. That's what
I had it, but
game.
It came out in all walks of life because of you, because of her presence. Or to be honest, it came out way more because I used to live in my own cocoon and in my own sort of made-up world. And when things come to you differently, with so much love and so much trust, you accept them. You want to look at them and learn from them. And I think that's what it's all about when you have...
I think it's same for me. Like with Virat, while I'm a very disciplined person and I take care of whatever the food that I eat and the lifestyle that I follow, and towards my work I'm extremely disciplined. I'm very hardworking. But I think somewhere what I get from him is that perseverance of suppose right now. In a lockdown situation, there are times when you don't feel like working out because you're feeling demotivated, because there are days you feel like you have to push yourself. But I think he's so good with that. Like he will do it every single day. Like he will do the most boring things every day because it's important for his profession. Even though you probably don't have any idea as to when the next match is going to be. But even then, to keep doing that, and he brings that in my life, and he brings more of that in my life. So I think we both just
completing each other. Yeah, we both complete each other through every situation, and I think that's the biggest essence of our teamwork. And I hope that the way this can be applied to your environments could be relationships with family, could
friends.
Be relationship with friends, could be relationships with your classmates or whatever it is. Have trust, have the ability to, as we said, look at everyone in a positive manner, know that other people might be trying to help you, so not be too critical of them. I think these positive anecdotes will really, really help you build trust and harmony. And in a harmonious environment, I think everyone learns way more. And we've all experienced that in school as well. So we really hope that these kind of things can be relevant to your situation, your life, your journey, and we really hope that this helps too. Okay, so next one is our success mantras, how we cracked it. I think we've touched upon
we've touched upon that
a lot. I think to sum it up, if you want to say a couple of main things, the things that you always stick to, or
for me, it's always been about doing the work and then not caring about the results. See, what happens in my profession, which is different from Virat's, is that I do the work and I get the results in like 6 months, 8 months. Like you
Yeah.
shoot a film and then you wait for 6 months for the film to release. So and really the validation, the gratification comes from an audience when they watch it. Like I can do something, but I don't know what what the result is till someone tells me, okay, it's good, not good, okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, it's what I've learned is that do the work and then don't think about the results. Like just put in everything. That's what I've done my entire career. Give it all. And then, like I said, go to bed feeling like I gave it my everything, and now it's all left to whoever it's left to, whatever it's left to. So I think that's something that gives me peace of mind. Apart from whatever else we spoke about, the hard work and the perseverance, and not being hard on yourself, and we continue to learn. I'm continuing to learn. I plan to act till I'm 130, so I'll keep learning. And Virat plans to also play cricket till he's 130.
I think that's one of the things that I've observed with her for a long time now, and I think that is something that I've tried to bring into my life also. To not worry about the results too much or not worry about the outcome, but enjoy the process and really be honest to the process. Apart from that, I think one more factor that I could share from my experience is that nothing should be left to chance. You should be able to come back home or come back, from your respective professions or your school, college, whatever it is, and come back and say, I gave everything I had. If you have a lingering feeling somewhere that I could have done more, I could have probably done 10% more. I don't think that's acceptable, because if God has blessed us with this beautiful life and the ability to learn, to read, to grow, to be able to do things that we wish, I think it's very important to reciprocate and be absolutely honest in your efforts. And then not because you want results, but because it should be a thing of gratification that you're grateful for this life and you want to reciprocate to God in this manner by being totally honest with what you all want to achieve in your respective fields. So these are our sort of main anecdotes and mantras for success, which will continue to follow even when I am done playing cricket for life. These mantras
they stick with you. They become
always
a part of your lifestyle, and that's what's important. Your professions, because all of us are going to have a profession for a certain amount of time.
Yep.
You're not going to keep working till actually 107 years old. So after I think that's what professions teach us. They teach us how to evolve better into better people, into better individuals, so that we can lead our life with dignity and integrity and wholesomeness. And I think that's what we will take from our professions, and I'm sure you guys will from yours. So don't look at your professions as just a way and means to an end, which is money. That's another thing that I want to tell you all. I can guarantee you, both of us have never worked for laurels and for the money.
Yeah.
Do it for the right reason, and if the reason is just because you love doing what you do, it will give you back way more. It will give you back a better understanding of yourself. It will give you back growth. It will give you back a way to be able to live the rest of your life. And life is life is huge. Life is everything. It's much bigger than any one of us. And when you get that from being honest towards your profession, I think you've succeeded in life.
I love that clarity. Okay, so I think we have touched upon a few topics.
I think we've gone a little over time and we still have to answer some questions. So we'll try to be very quick with our answers and try to answer as many questions as we can.
Obviously, we can't take all questions, so we have a few. This one's directed to me from Arup Bose. It says, how do you cope when you don't get the desired output despite putting in your 100%? It's a very relevant, very good question, Arup.
Very relevant to your life.
Look, sport is a beautiful process. That is something that I've grown to realize now, that sport is actually a challenge that you go through every moment, and you're literally overcoming your fears, your anxieties, your hesitation every moment, and you're crossing that hurdle every time. Sometimes when things don't go your way, even after putting in your 100%, you have to accept it as a part of life. Sometimes we do everything in our abilities and still we do not become successful. But the question really is, why do we only ask this question when we don't do well? Why do we always say, why me, when we fail? Why can't we say, why me, when we succeed? because there's no guarantees of success.
Yeah.
So if God's giving you certain amount of success in your life, you have to be grateful for that.